Hey guys, so besides having some strategies in which to keep moving throughout the day and keep your body from getting too static with all the sitting demands that we can have, another strategy that you can take on that can be really helpful is looking at the way in which you're setting yourself up for either success or perhaps some problems when you are sitting. Now, common advice that's out there is that when you're sitting, that you want to have your hips and knees generally at about 90 degrees, that you want to be in a situation where whatever you're doing, you're generally right here. And by and large, that does allow you to perhaps do things without having to reach or be in an overly awkward position, but not everyone is able to comfortably sit through themselves necessarily when their knees and hips are at a typical 90 degrees. Again, we want to focus on being able to sit through our sit bones. And the way in which we're built to anatomically sit is more or less when squat all the way down on the ground. Culturally, we've really lost that. So it's not entirely realistic to ask people to get used to just squatting all day. Instead, if we can get our knees actually a little bit above our hips, that's going to help a chunk of us be able to sense and sit through our sit bones. So this is something that you can actually try yourself. Seeing is one thing, and then doing it, you'll be able to feel it. All you got to do is prop your feet on something. Preferably you can get your whole foot on it, at the very least your heels. And this way my knees are just a little bit above my hips and my feet are comfortably able to rest on it. And here I can sense and sit through my sit bones, my left and my right, much more comfortably than I can when my feet are flat on the ground in what this is a typical proportion chair that you would find just about anywhere. So this is helpful for some individuals in order to sense their sit bones a lot more easily. And it's not as if this is the way for an individual to sit. This is simply one more strategy that you can have. Those of you with some shorter legs than the typical, especially shorter tibias, it may make it very difficult for your feet to easily be on the ground without something wonky having to happen, without maybe it pressing into the back of your thighs. So again, since we want to have that weight through the sit bone that we're able to then sort of pivot and lean around, you simply find some sort of object. There is no standard height. It may be an inch, it may be several inches in the case here for me. And you just find that sweet spot where, oh, I can sense my way through my sit bones. And this may be one more option that you can have to your disposal of how to better tolerate sitting. But because you have different ways of sitting, it's not a singular static activity that you're trying to figure out how to put up with all day long. So give this a try. It's either going to feel an immediate positive difference or it's not going to work for you. It depends on where you're coming from as your own specific body. If you have any questions, reach on out. Regardless, I hope you're all doing well.